Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Tracy's Tuesday Talks. I am your hostess, financial coach Tracy Latona with Golden Rose Financial Coaching. And today's topic is money and the A word. It's not a four-letter word, but it's one that makes a lot of people cringe. Say hi to Mr. Banjo. It's one that makes a lot of people cringe and just feel sick inside. Money and accountability. So let's take a look at the definition of what accountability is. According to Investopedia, accountability is an acceptance of responsibility for honest and ethical conduct towards others. It also means a willingness to be judged on performance. So what does that look like with your finances? Well, let's dig a little bit further into what accountability actually means. A lot of people, when they think of accountability, they think of after some massive failure or tragedy, some gruff dude saying, "Oh, somebody needs to be held accountable for this," blah, 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 and it's blame and pointing fingers and nobody's taking responsibility and it's your fault and not my fault. And that's what a lot of people think accountability is. And unfortunately, that's how it's been portrayed as in a lot of leadership positions. And that's honestly not what accountability is. Accountability is not pointing the fingers and assigning blame. There's 3 C's of accountability. The 3 C's of accountability, what true accountability is clarity, commitment, and courage. These 3 things, clarity, commitment, and courage, help create a structure and framework to create change that you want to have. So in your finances, if you are a big spender, but you really want to focus on paying off debt or saving, having accountability and creating a structure and a framework, knowing that you're working alongside of somebody for accountability to hold you to what you said you wanted, is closer to true accountability. So with clarity, the first of the 3 C's, clarity, basically means mutually agreed upon expectations. So if you work with a financial coach, for example, one of the things I'm going to ask you is, okay, what do you want your finances to look like? What vision do you have? What are some of the reasons why you want to pay off debt? Why is it you want to save for life's emergencies? Why do you want to pay for your kids' college? Like, what's the meaning behind that? And how do we get there? What is the framework that we are going to create to allow you to execute and reach those goals? So one of the things, mutually agreed upon expectations. And what does that look like to have those expectations? How do you know those expectations have been met? Noticing that you aren't running out to the store nearly as much and impulse shopping nearly as much. Noticing that you've got more breathing room in your budget because you're getting your spending under control. Noticing that you've got more money to throw at your debt snowball or put into savings. That is what it looks like to have those expectations met. What does the opposite look like? What does it look like to not have these expectations met? And lining out clearly what it looks like to miss the mark on the agreed upon mutual expectations. The second C in the 3 C's of accountability is commitment. Did you say, or did you do what you said you were going to do? And doing this in a sense of blameless discernment. Now let's take a look at these 2 words. Blameless, meaning not assigning blame, not pointing the finger, not shaming somebody, not beating them over the head, and then discernment. What's going on? What's really happening? And if you did do the things you said that you were going to do, awesome. What happened to cause you to do those things? And if not, blame and discernment. Why not? Why didn't you stick to your budget this month? Oh man, I forgot. It was my niece's birthday, and I had said beforehand that I was going to buy the birthday cake, and that put me over budget for my groceries. Okay, blameless discernment. What can we do moving forward to help you stay closer within those lines? Blameless discernment. What were the results of the things that you said that you were going to do? Awesome. Paid off more debt, put more money in savings. You feel more confident in your finances, and that confidence is translating into other areas of your life because you're taking control of an area of your life. And if not, if that structure didn't work and you didn't do what you said you were going to do, let's take a look at the strategy. Is the strategy really a good fit to get you to where you want to be? A lot of people, when it comes to finances and accountability, the strategy, one of the things that I find a lot is the method in which people track transactions. For some people, a budgeting app is a great strategy. For others, it sucks. They hate it. It's like a game to them, so they don't take it seriously. So we change the strategy. Maybe we use an Excel spreadsheet instead. We fix and we adapt our strategy and we try again. That's all it is. Blameless discernment. Looking at the strategy, looking at what worked, what didn't, and then adapting, fixing the framework that was created to create the results from mutual expectations. The last one is courage. The last of the 3 C's is courage. Accountability comes best from somebody that you trust. If you have a boss that you hate, having them hold you accountable is not going to feel good. Hearing accountability that is unwelcome from a family member or friend is not going to actually work. It's not going to be received well. When it comes to accountability, finding somebody that you trust who sees your goals and your vision and backs the changes that you want to create, somebody who is in your corner fighting with you, on your side, cheering you on, and somebody that you trust enough that they can say hard things out of love. And yeah, it might sting a little bit, but you're not going to get ticked off and offended and storm off and just throw the whole thing out the window. That is where courage and accountability comes from somebody that you trust. 500%. You're more likely to follow through with something 500% stronger if you have somebody working alongside of you in accountability. For example, if you say, I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock and be running 2 miles every day by 7. If you try to do it by yourself, it's probably going to last for about 3-4 days at most. After that, it's going to fall off the wagon, much like a lot of New Year's resolutions. However, if you have 2 or even 3 friends that you know are going to knock on your door at 7 o'clock with their running shoes on saying, come on, let's go. You're not going to want to fail them. You know that they're coming. You know that you don't want to have to give an excuse as to why you don't want to go running today. So you are more apt to do the thing that you said you're going to do with accountability. So what does accountability look like with your finances? If you're married, having your spouse as an accountability partner is huge. If you can get on the same page, if you can communicate well together, and you can work together, holding each other accountable to the created mutual expectations, your plan, your budgets, that is a great place for accountability in finances. If you're single, find an accountability partner who's older and wiser than you, maybe not necessarily older, but certainly wiser than you. Had my birthday this past week, so I'm getting a little bit older, it feels like. And ask them to be your accountability partner. Don't ask your broke friends that go shopping with you to be your accountability partner. Don't do that. It's not going to work. And then accountability also comes naturally with a financial coach. I have clients who are debt free. They know how to budget. They know what their plan is, but they still work with me because they enjoy the accountability that I provide, knowing that they're going to have to answer to any frivolous, over the top spending that they said that they weren't going to do, so that way they can reach their goals that they have for their finances and for their future and for their family. One of the things that I do as a coach is also helping people find their accountability language. That is so huge. Just like the 5 love languages, if you speak to somebody in a different accountability language than what that language is for that person, it's not going to go well. For some people, just saying, hey, that was dumb is enough. If you say that to somebody who has low self-worth, who's really struggling with shame, who doesn't have a whole lot of confidence, that's going to crush them. So as a coach, I help couples and singles work together to create mutually agreed upon expectations, creating a framework that's going to work for the client, and saying hard things out of love to help them reach their goals, and also celebrating the wins and helping them continue the habits that are working through finding their accountability language. If you want to know more, if you're interested in working with somebody who can help with that accountability to get you to where you want to be with your finances, I would love to have a conversation with you. I do complimentary consultations to get a broad overview of where you're at, where you'd like to be, and how we can get you there. Thank you so much, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you can translate this into more than just finances. I hope you can take this and adapt this to leadership positions in companies, in your marriage, in your friendships. And accountability is truly a beautiful thing when it's used the way that it was intended. Thank you so much, guys. Have a blessed day.